Hi everyone, this is Maverick, the chemistry guru. Now in today's video, we want to discuss the disproportionation of potassium chlorate 5 and to write out this balanced redox reaction. Now if given potassium chlorate 5, the formula is here, KClO3. Given potassium chlorate 5 undergoes disproportionation and the product given is chlorate 7. The formula is here, ClO4 minus and chloride Cl minus. What we want to do is we want to write out this overall balance equation involving this disproportionation. Now the first thing we have to understand, what do we mean by disproportionation? Now disproportionation is basically a redox reaction. Under normal circumstances, normal redox reaction, I will have two different compounds. Compound A undergo oxidation, compound B undergo reduction. And this overall reaction between the oxidation of A and reduction of B, this is a redox reaction. Now this proportionation is also a redox reaction, but we have one species oxidized and reduced in the same reaction. One compound here, in this case chlorate 5, undergoes oxidation and reduction to form two different things in the same redox reaction, and that is what we call a disproportionation. So basically, disproportionation is where we have one species simultaneously oxidized and reduced in the same redox reaction. That's what we call disproportionation. So given your chlorate 5, ClO3 minus, undergoes disproportionation to form ClO4 minus, chlorate 7 and Cl minus, what we want to do is we want to first thing determine which is the oxidation and which is the reduction. Then later we also want to write out this overall balance equation. Now you notice effectively we ignore potassium, cation, K+, because K+ is stable and it shouldn't be the species that take part in reaction. So this is the reason why we just focus on your ClO3 minus, chlorate 5, undergoes disproportionation to give me chlorate 7, ClO4 minus, and chloride Cl minus. Now, how do I determine which is oxidation, which is reduction? One way we can do that is by considering the oxidation state for each of these species here. We should know that the oxidation state for chlorine in chlorate 5 will be a +5 oxidation state, and the oxidation state for chlorine for chlorate 7 in this case will be a +7 oxidation state. So since there is an increase in oxidation state for chlorine from +5 to +7, I know that this is an oxidation because oxidation is an increase in the oxidation state for your chlorine. Now if I consider Cl minus, oxidation state for chlorine is Cl minus, it is a -1 oxidation state. So clearly from +5 to -1, there is a decrease in the oxidation state. So I know that this is a reduction. Basically, we have identified the oxidation and the reduction. Chlorate 5 will be oxidized to chlorate 7 and chlorate 5 will be reduced to chloride in the same reaction. So the next thing we want to do is let us write down this overall balance equation. And how do we do that? Now, we actually use the half equation method. First thing is we have to write down the half equation. One is in terms of oxidation, one is in terms of reduction. Then for each of these half equation, we will use the following 4 steps to write down this half equation. Then after that, we combine the two half equations together. Now the 4 steps, very quickly, let us just run through the 4 steps to balance the half equation. First thing is we balance the element that is being oxidized or reduced. In this case, it will be chlorine. Then after that, we will balance oxygen using water, balance hydrogen using H+, finally balance charge using electron. Let us just keep this in mind and we apply this to your oxidation and reduction half equation. Now what is written here is already my oxidation half equation. I know that ClO3 minus will be oxidized to ClO4 minus. The reduction half equation, I know that ClO3 minus will be reduced to Cl minus. And we consider each of these half equation part by part. Now, involving the oxidation half equation, first thing is I balance element. And you notice for oxidation half equation, on the left hand side I have one Cl. On the right hand side I also have one chlorine. So chlorine is already balanced. There's no need for me to modify the coefficient for your chlorine. Next, let us consider step 2, involving oxygen using water. On the left hand side I have 3 oxygen. On the right hand side I have 4 oxygen. So what I need is I need one more oxygen on the left hand side. I'll balance oxygen using water. So since I need one oxygen on the left hand side, I need to add one water on the left hand side. to balance oxygen. So now left hand side I have 4 oxygen, right hand side I also have 4 oxygen. Oxygen is balanced. Next, I have to balance hydrogen using H+. On the left hand side, I will have 2 hydrogen. On the right hand side, there are no hydrogen. So in order for me to balance hydrogen, I will need 2 H pluses on the right hand side to keep hydrogen balanced. Now both sides of the equation, I'll have 2 hydrogen. Finally, I'll balance charge using electron, step number 4. Balancing charge using electron. On the left hand side, overall it is a -1 charge. On the right hand side, overall it is a +1 charge. Electrons are negatively charged, remember that? So if on the right hand side it is more positively charged, I should be adding electrons on the right hand side. So if I add 2 electrons on the right, the overall charge on the right hand side will be -1, same as the overall charge on the left hand side. So now on both sides of the equation, the overall charge will be a -1. So once we do that, the oxidation half equation is already balanced, and what we can do is we can move on to the reduction half equation. But before we do that, I think it is good to try to bring in the concept. Now, if you notice oxidation, by definition, it is the loss of electrons. Maybe let me put it here. Oxidation, I know that it is the loss of electrons. And you notice when you write down this half equation, my electrons is on the right hand side. So this means that when your ClO3- undergoes oxidation, it is losing all these electrons, and therefore the electrons will be found on the right hand side of the half equation. So therefore, my electrons will be on the right hand side of the half equation. So oxidation half equation, we will find the electrons on the right hand side because it represents the loss of electrons. Now, how about my reduction half equation? Same 4 steps. First thing is we balance the element, in this case chlorine. Chlorine on the left hand side, I have 1. On the right hand side, I have 1 chlorine. So Cl is balanced. I don't need to balance Cl. Next thing is I balance oxygen using water. Left hand side, I have 3 oxygen. Right hand side, there are no oxygen. So therefore, I need to add 3 water on the right hand side to balance oxygen. After that, step number 3, balance hydrogen using H+. On the right hand side, I have now 6 hydrogen. I need to put 6 H pluses on the left hand side to keep the equation balanced, or to balance the hydrogen. Then finally, balance charge using electron. You notice now on the left hand side, I'll have overall +5 charge, -1 from ClO3- +6 from your 6 H pluses. Left hand side, it is a +5 charge. Right hand side, it is a -1 charge. Again, remember electrons are negatively charged. I have to add electrons to the side which is more positively charged. So electrons should come here. I need to add 6 electrons to keep the charge balanced. Overall charge now on the left hand side will be a -1. Overall charge on the right hand side will also be a -1. So once I've balanced the charges using electron, reduction half equation is also balanced. Again, just as a recap, in terms of the concept, reduction is defined as the gain of electrons, and if reduction is defined as the gain of electrons, I would expect the electrons to be found on the left-hand side of the half equation. So how would ClO3- get reduced? Gain some electrons and then it is reduced to Cl-. So what we can do is we can actually consider the position of the electrons to verify our answer. At least I know that if it is an oxidation half equation, when I balance it, the electrons should be on the right hand side of the half equation. And if it is a reduction, when I balance this reduction half equation, electrons should be found on the left hand side of the half equation. Now moving on, what I want to do next is I want to combine these 2 half equations together. I need to modify the half equations so that the total number of electrons on both half equations is the same. So basically it's just like finding the lowest common multiple involving the number of electrons. And when we add them together, the electrons should cancel. When I consider redox reaction, it is the total transfer of electron. There shouldn't be any excess or spare electrons when I consider the overall equation. So the electrons have to cancel away exactly. So I have 6 electrons for my reduction half equation, 2 electrons for my oxidation half equation. Lowest common multiple is 6. So basically what I have to do is I have to multiply the oxidation half equation by 3 so that later I'll have 6 electrons, same as the reduction half equation. If I multiply the entire oxidation half equation by 3, let me just put down the coefficient on top of each of these terms so that later it is easier for us to add up. So everything multiplied by 3, I'll have 3 ClO3 minus, I'll have 3 water, 3 ClO4 minus, 3 times 2, I have 6 H pluses, and I have 6 electrons. Alright, now I can add the two equations together, and I know that the electrons will cancel. I'll get the overall equation. Now, I have 3 ClO3 minus, add 1 ClO3 minus, so altogether I'll have 4 ClO3 minus. Then in the oxidation half equation, I have 3 water, and you notice I also have 3 water for my reduction half equation in the product. So these two actually will cancel away. This 3 water on the left hand side and 3 water on the right hand side actually will cancel away. In this overall balance equation, there will not be any water. Then involving ClO4 minus, I have 3 of them. So I can write down 3 ClO4 minus as the product, 6 H pluses that is formed in the product. You notice for my reduction half equation, I have 6 H pluses on the left hand side. So the 6 H plus and 6 H plus on both sides of the equation, again, they'll cancel. So no H pluses in the overall balance equation. 6 electrons should cancel. If the electrons doesn't cancel, means that we need to go back and we consider the lowest common multiple properly, because when we add the two half equations together, the electrons must cancel totally. There shouldn't be any electrons left in the overall redox reaction. Alright. Now finally, if I consider Cl minus, I have 1 Cl minus that is being formed. So therefore, the product will also have 1 Cl minus. So you notice basically we have balanced this overall redox reaction. The overall balance equation will be 4 chlorate 5, 4 ClO3 minus to give me 3 ClO4 minus, 3 chlorate 7 plus Cl minus. Alright, so that was the discussion involving disproportionation reactions. So we are using chlorate 5 as an example to show that disproportionation reaction is a redox reaction where a species is simultaneously oxidized and reduced in the same reaction. So if we think about it, when we balance the overall disproportionation reaction, it's just a redox reaction. We have the oxidation half equation and the reduction half equation. We balance the half equations using the 4 steps that we have talked about, and then we add the two equations together, making sure that we modify the half equations so that the number of electrons will cancel totally. So if you have learned something useful from this video, please give me the thumbs up, like this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more weekly video lessons. That's all for now. I'll see you next week.